Welcome back. Uh, I'll be taking out all your suggestions. These are not the suggestions, students. These are the advices. These are the requests. These are also the demands of yours. We need to understand and plan according to the suggestions given by you. Because finally, you are the learners. And in the process, we are also learning from you. So it's a win-win situation for all of us. When you are talking about nationalism, the commonness, we started with an allegory. For example, in case of India, it's Bharat Mata. In case of other countries, the allegory varies. It's not only the allegory, the national flag, the national symbols, the hymn, and most importantly, it's shared culture. And what do you mean by culture? Culture is the sum total of our race, religion, language, caste, creed, faith, belief, tools, taboos, and rituals. All together is called what is called as culture. So we need to respect the culture. It's Indian culture, the European culture. Within the European culture, there are many countries, their cultures. And everyone wants to identify their own culture. And there was an identity crisis when they were under the monarchs. What's the difference between a king's rule or a monarchical rule compared to the present day rulers or the governance? As far as monarch is concerned, they used to present themselves as the representative of God and having the support of the so-called aristocrats, particularly the church. That means God, church, and the king. This is not based on reasoning. This is based on imposition on people. And who were the prajas? The people in that empire. Now people representing all different types of cultures, all different types of languages. There may or may not be commonality between them or among them, because they are bound to be under that empire. For example, in India, we heard about the Maurya dynasty, the Gupta dynasty, the Kalinga rulers. They used to occupy a vast territory, irrespective of anything and everything. So, people today are under one king, one empire. Tomorrow, if that king loses his power, they come under another ruler. They hardly have had any shared identity. And who will create that? You know, sometimes you get fascinated when a novelist writes a beautiful story. And when you read, you get involved into that story. And after 100 years, after 50 years, the same thing, exactly the same thing happens. That's called vision. It's not a film director or a novelist, but also the educationists, the philosophers. They always visualize. They visualize our future. How to unite people, how to see the change within the world, how to move from a hearsay. What is hearsay? Now hearing and saying to saying with evidence. That is called reasoning. That is called scientific way of thinking. And for this, you need to wait for a class of people who are educated, who are cultured, who are teachers, who are doctors, who are engineers, who are into noble professions, who can read, digest, and start asking questions about the existence of what used to be practiced by these kings and their kingdoms. Who has given that authority to the king? How can king differentiate? How can a king become the head of the legislature, executive and judiciary? Very strange in this day, but it used to happen those days. With this introduction, we will enter into the lesson, that is nationalism in Europe. Thank you very much. Go through this slide, then we will have a discussion. Thank you.